All right. It's Brian Farrell, and I'm back. Well, today we're going to be putting together a little different video than we normally do. This time, we're going to be showing you guys how I put together the 10-foot skeleton for Halloween. That's right, the 10-foot skeleton. That's going to be us. So, let's get into it. We're going to do the 10-foot skeleton. I'm going to ahead and laid all the parts out. So it looks like I got started a little early on the pieces here, and I figured, hey, maybe you guys might want to see how this is done. So let's go ahead and jump in that right now. As you can see, I've laid out the pieces already. You might hear in the background my spider is going off. Got my big spider right here. I've already got the mummy up. Now we're putting together the skeleton, the 10-foot skeleton. And I went ahead, took everything out of the box, laid it all out, put the main brackets together for A and B, did it slide together. Then I put the right foot and the left foot on, C and D. And then next we went through E. Now the cool thing about these is that these pieces, they all slide together, and they pretty much easy to do because they have a little locking pin there. So you know you're putting it in right if the locking pin is lining up with the holes. So now we've done A, B, C and D, E. Now we're going with F. This will be for the other leg here, as you see. It has the locking pin. And that's just gonna go right here into the hole right there. So you know you're doing it right. Very simple to do. And it clicks in, you know you're in place. All right, so we got those in. Always pull out the instructions, see where all the instructions there. And let's go ahead and flip this over real quick. So we've done step 3 all the way. We've done 1, 2, and 3. Now we're rolling up to 4. And 4 is going to be attaching the upper femurs, right? So that's going to be G and H. Go ahead and grab those. G. As you can see, locking pins. Simply just going to line up the locking pins. And we're in. Same thing for H. So this install is pretty easy to do, you know, until it gets a little higher up off the ground. All right, so we've got those guys in. How we look so far. Next, we're gonna go ahead and check out the instructions. We're gonna jump to number 5, adding the T-bar. All right, let's get that added in here. T-bar's here. Once again, it's got the locking pins. Just gonna line it up to the little holes there. You can see little holes inside. That's how we're just gonna line it up right there. All right. Put the T-bars in. So actually, we missed a step. We're gonna put the hip on the T-bar before we put it onto the legs. So let's take the T-bar off, put the hips on, which are gonna be right here, and then we'll put the hips, the T-bar, back onto the top of the legs. Let's pop those off. Cool thing about the hips is it will show you here that you have the front and the back, so you should be able to get those put in right orientation. I'm simply going to slide these into the hips. and then we'll close that up together. I'll put these onto the actual legs. So you're going to squeeze these together. That, you squeeze them together, put the T-bar in, and now we can put our T-bar up on the legs. And we're in. All right, so that's the back view of how it looked when I was putting that up. And then, you know, here's how we look so far. As we see, starting to get pretty big, but looking very worthwhile. My pumpkins fell. I gotta put those up. I didn't stake them down because I was just putting up too early. We'll get those later. Now we're going to step 7. We're connecting the rib cage K to the spine L. So we got a rib cage here, got a spine L there. We'll go ahead and get those connected next. And as you see, we want rib cage going down as it goes into the spine. So we'll turn this guy this way. We'll go ahead and connect here. The cool thing about these is that it's actually grooved, so one side's larger than the other, so that when you're putting it in, you can make sure you're orientating the pieces in the right fashion. All right, not worse than putting them together and realize you did it wrong, and you got to take them apart again. In. All right, so we're down to a little notch. We're good. And then from there, this is where it's going to get interesting. From there, we're going to put the arms on, M and N. So let's get to that. We've got these here. We've got on the left side. Once again, we're going to flip this orientation. The spine goes down now. And we'll go on the left side and on the right side. And on the left. Now, with this one having the hexagonal shape, you can decide if you want to have what position you want the arms in. So you want it here, or if you want to bring it up. It's all up to you. So I'm just going to put it in this angle here. I'll go ahead and slide those in. I want those in. Tighten on the back screw right there. Okay. So the cool thing with these arms, as you're putting them on here, is that they come with this self-locking screw. So you don't need extra tools. You know, just your simple righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, and it's going to actually screw into the base right there, or screw into the rib cage. So later on, if you decide you want to change the positioning of the arm, you can just simply unscrew this hand screw here and adjust as you need. Then we've done the same for the other arm. Simply screw in the hand screw here, and then when it's all done correctly, you should then see your screw actually coming through the little center opening right there, right here, and this will show you that it is connected now to the rib cage. Like I said, when you're ready, you can go ahead and if you need to, you can unscrew these to adjust the positioning of the arm. Now, moving on to the head. Let's get that guy on top of the body there. All right, simply just inserting the head into the top of the rib cage. Right here. So we're just going to stand up the rib cage. I think it's easier to kind of stand it up so you can get to it. Line this bad boy up and get that in there. Once you've got the head in, as you see, you're just going to just get that all the way in. So we'll push that all the way down. And head is secure. Now comes the fun part, attaching this big guy to this big guy, and for that we'll get a ladder. Actually, for this section it's a little bit easier to take the actual skeleton. We'll just lay it on its side. All right, so now we're going to attach the full body to the lower body that we laid down on the box. That way it's easier to get to. Instead of having to actually use a ladder, so we'll come over this way. And simply just going to slide it into the hole right here for the pole. Alright, so actually this is a good thing since it's easy to put together and take apart. I realized that the joints for the spine I had put into the J bracket, and these holes here, that's actually for the upper spine. And the T bracket we did earlier, or the I bracket we did earlier, part of the T bracket has the two little clips on it. Should be going down here. We'll do it again. All right, so that's our proper orientation. I'm gonna take the part I, which is the T bracket, and we put it into the hip. Make sure you have the front, going to the front of the skeleton, and then we're gonna actually connect back here. This bigger area in the rear of the hip. Okay, and then our spine will flick into there as well. Okay. Now that we have the top and bottom connected, we're now going to go ahead and raise this bad boy up. We'll set them up and make our final adjustments. Let's give it a go. So we just had to make sure that we had the hips squared away. So once we get the bad boy up in position, then we can just make sure that the hip section right here is connected, just like that, right? And now we can adjust them where you want to put them. Oh yeah, I gotta rearrange everything. And that, friends, is the 12-foot, the 10-foot skeleton with a night's accompaniment to the 12-foot zombie we have. Nice little couple, don't you think? Follow me, like and subscribe. I'll show you more videos. We put things together in raw fashion with our pros, our cons, the goods, the bads. This is a pretty easy build. Did build one person, one adult. They do recommend using 2 adults to lift it up, but 1 adult could probably get it done. You know, maybe take about an hour. So this one does not light up. It's just gonna have the blank, straight black eyes. Is not one of the light up figures for this Halloween. Just as well, it looks good next to the 12-foot zombie. Happy Halloween.